Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to this latest episode of Fresh Review Friday. So sit back, relax, grab your cigar, maybe a drink, and enjoy. Hey guys, what's up? It's Kyle here. Welcome to another Fresh Review Friday, and I am super excited to finally dig into this line of cigars that I've heard so much about, but I haven't had the pleasure or the privilege of trying until now. Now, last week you guys got to see the review, kind of chopped up review of the Two Brothers Maduro that I did with my dad, and this company actually rolls those cigars as well. The Two Brothers Maduro is its own brand, but this company that I'm about to tell you about rolled the cigars and made them for these two brothers, two sets of brothers. And so I'm finally going to be able to dig into the company's line itself, and I'm going to be starting with, I just saw the name and I had to smoke it first, and I'm going to be smoking the GTO Cigars Painkiller. Cue music. Hey guys, you're watching Dad Smoking Cigars, sponsored by Casa Cuevas, from our casa to yours. Thank you for joining me for another Fresh Review Friday. As I mentioned before, I'm going to be trying my first GTO cigars, the Painkiller, which I saw the name and I absolutely had to smoke it tonight. And obviously, it's kind of an interesting, cool name. In fact, to give you a little bit of background, I had a very wonderful chat with Dr. Oscar Rodriguez, the owner and operator of GTO Cigars. Very nice guy. Had a great talk with him, and he was telling me all about his cigars, his company, and stuff like that. And he very graciously, generously sent me a sampler pack of a few of his cigars, and it's a Boveda humidor bag, like a lot of cigars come in when you either take them out of the brick and mortars or they're sent by maybe you order them online and they're sent from whatever manufacturer or place or wholesaler that sends them to you. They're usually sent in a bag that sometimes, not always, has a humidifier pack. Well, this was a legit Boveda humidifier bag, but on the other side of it, it had a really cool setup where you could see like the name of the company, GTO Cigars, cigar prescription by Dr. Oscar Rodriguez, and it's basically, the whole shtick is to smoke as often as necessary and all that kind of fun stuff. I thought it was pretty cool, pretty fun. If you guys want to check that out, it's on my Instagram, and yeah, you can see the bag for yourself. I thought it was pretty cool. Nice little shtick there. I think it's cool when cigar companies and manufacturers kind of have a thing or something that they do, whether it's a theme or it's a tagline or a saying or just kind of how they present themselves. I think it's kind of cool and sometimes funny how cigar companies will do that sort of thing, and it adds a whole element of fun to the joy of smoking cigars as it is. So, but yeah, I'm super excited to try this one, and yeah, so I'm not going to waste too much time in getting to it. Now, the makeup of the cigar is a Dominican Ligero filler and Dominican-grown Cuban seed binder leaf and a select aged Maduro Dominican leaf for the wrapper. So this is, I believe, what you would classify as Dominican Puro. Now, that is where the cigars are rolled, and they use, I haven't tried the other cigars, so I don't know if there's other types of blends, which I'm sure I'll find out as I smoke them. I plan to be smoking the entire line here pretty soon and doing reviews for them. But that is the makeup of the cigar, so this would be considered a Dominican Puro, and I'm excited to get to it. So no more talking from me. I'm going to cut light and get on with it. Now this Vitola, I believe, is a Toro, and it's a lovely little box press. I've seen a couple other Vitolas in some of the photos when I was doing some research on the cigar itself, and I got a nice box press Toro, so I'm excited to smoke this one. Definitely. I usually like a Robusto because then that means I could possibly have a second cigar in a sitting, but sometimes it's nice to go with the long smoke. First impressions are excellent. I mean, look at the smoke just coming off of the cigar itself. So let's see how much more smoke output I get. Pretty decent smoke output. Really tasty bready notes on the retrohale, but a lot of cocoa, a little bit of coffee, but really tasty right off the bat. Definitely good first impressions on the painkiller. Definitely looking forward to see if it transitions or anything like that, because this is a lovely little cigar, and I'm very excited to see where it takes me. So I'm going to go ahead and enjoy that first part of the journey, and I'll check back in with you guys when I get to the end of the first third. So, bye. Hey guys. Okay. That first third smoked down fairly fast, and it was delicious. I liked it a lot. So, going into my accents right now. Try not to bore you with that. Anyways, ignore me. Just gonna move on. Smoked down the first third, still getting a lot of chocolate. A lot of chocolate. A little bit of coffee in there. Some very subtle earthy tones. Definitely getting a little bit of that earth. Tasting a slight bit of leather. Like, it's hard to describe, where, you kind of have you ever had, like, probably less like a leather jacket, more of like a suede, that kind of has almost like a sweet smell to it? Maybe not. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Anyone? Bueller. Anyways, moving on. Uh, kind of the sweetness, I think, with everything else, kind of just combines into this interesting flavor profile, where we got the chocolate, the coffee, a little bit of leather, a little bit of earth, kind of capped off with a little bit of sweetness on the back end, and the retrohale has a little bit of bite to it. I'm gonna go ahead and whoa. Okay, a little more than a little bite. But man, does it open it up very nicely. A little bit more of that chocolate and bread, and it's just so tasty, delicious, almost like a chocolate muffin. It's kind of a trip. Chocolate muffin, slight bit of spice, kind of that nutmeg type of spice, a little bit of cinnamon. But man, is that tasty. And I don't know what made Oscar call this the painkiller, but if I was suffering from anything today, it is definitely just slipping away, because I am enjoying the cigar, and it is delicious, and it is distracting me from anything that might have been bothering me, stressing me out, which really wasn't much, but it's all melting away as I'm relaxing with this delicious smoke. So I'm going to keep smoking this delicious smoke until I get down to past the second third, give you some more of my thoughts, see if there's any kind of transition, if it changes at all. If it does, obviously, I'll let you know why I do these things. So hope you guys are patient enough to wait that 1 second to hear my thoughts. I know you're chomping at the bit, but I'll get there. Just be patient, okay? Chill. I'm going to get there. Relax. Well, hello. Welcome back. I hope that wasn't too long of a second in between. Uh, I'm being such a dork. I'm sorry. But something in my eye. Anyways, all good now. Down past the second third, and it is still just a delicious chocolatey cigar that I'm digging it. Really digging it, and it's so tasty, so good, such a rich flavor. I've had a couple of, a number of puros in my day, whatever the hell that means. Uh, in the last couple of years, I've gotten to enjoy a couple of puros, whether they be Dominican or Nicaraguan, which are my two favorite tobaccos. I love Dominican tobacco, and I don't know why I said tobacco that way. Anyways, moving on. Oh, so many moments. But it's sometimes a toss up between Dominican and Nicaraguan tobacco, because they both have so much to offer. I love it when they're blended among other different leaves from different regions and countries. But Dominican tobacco, I think, might be my favorite, at least right now. because it's just so delicious, and it's different types of Dominican leaves, but like I said, the ligero and everything like that. But it's just so tasty, and then the Cuban seed, Dominican grown, absolutely delicious. Such a tasty. I feel like I'm having dessert. I've had cigars that smoke like that, where they're kind of like, I've referred to them as dessert sticks. I had the first one I think that I ever experienced was the United Maduro. Tends to be Maduro cigars, or at least kind of on the darker side, a little bit more rich. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're like super strong or full bodied, but they have kind of a rich, full flavor, I guess is what I could say. This is definitely a full flavored cigar. I'm not going to go so far as to say it's a full bodied, because I haven't really felt like that strength hit me or anything like that. This is probably a solid medium plus cigar, but the flavor is definitely full. Very rich, very tasty, very good. I like it a lot, and I'm enjoying it very much. So definitely just a pleasure to smoke. Very glad I picked this one first, and I'm sure I can expect great things from the other ones that Oscar sent me, and I'm excited to try them. In the weeks to come, you'll get to hear my thoughts on those cigars, but this is definitely a delicious smoke. More chocolatey than anything. Um, the kick isn't as strong on the retrohale, but it opens back up those chocolatey bready notes. Again, it's that chocolate muffin, just delicious chocolate cake, chocolate muffin, something like that. It's just delicious, tasty, love it, and yeah, really enjoying the smoke. But I'm gonna keep enjoying it as I do, and I will let you know where that leads in the once I get down to the final third, close to the nub, and I'll give you my final thoughts in the next segment. So sit tight. I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, down to the end, down to the wire of the GTO painkiller, and this has been a absolute pleasure to smoke. Now, coming down to the end, I'm starting to get a little bit of a bitterness to it. Not bad, not like, oh, bad taste or anything like that, but kind of like you think about when you try certain like beers and stuff like that. And this is a bit more luxurious than a beer, but you get my point, because there's certain beers that have a bitter taste to them, like IPAs, some stouts, and different lagers and stuff like that. There's a bitter flavor to certain beers, and there's kind of like a bitterness that kind of comes in with, like, it's like a bitter chocolate. You use bitter chocolate for like baking and stuff like that, and it isn't until you kind of bake it in whatever you're making that the sweetness comes out, because you add a little bit of sugar or whatever other ingredient you throw in there. There's a little bit of that bitterness in there. I'm getting a bit more leather, but the chocolatey flavors are still sticking. Again, like bitter chocolate, leather, earth, a little bit of spice. Spice is more subtle. Still kind of like a cinnamon type of profile, but still very tasty. I like it a lot. It's very good. And yeah, this was definitely a nice cigar to kind of just get off the blocks with. Trying the GTO line. To my friend Dr. Oscar Rodriguez, thank you so much for sending me these cigars. I'm very excited to try some more of them, and I'm just looking forward to everything else that your lines have to offer. So super excited about that. So thank you. As far as like my rating for this cigar, I think this cigar is definitely a solid 90. A solid 90 cigar, great construction, great flavor. Burn has been pretty much perfect throughout. I haven't corrected it. I'm just thinking about it. I don't think I've corrected this once. Had to relight once because there was a point where it did go out. But I think that was just a fluke because I let it kind of sit for too long. It has nothing to do with how well it burns, the construction, or anything like that. But it is a fantastic cigar. I ashed on myself twice. I don't even know why I'm mentioning that, but it's because I'm a dork. So the ash hold, again, I don't really put much stock in ash hold. There are some cigars that it does really well. Other cigars where it just like drops right off the moment it gets even a little bit long. I ashed on myself twice. So that has more to do with me just having that kind of luck. But fantastic cigar. Really enjoyed it, and I think you guys will too. Yeah, I just realized I'm wearing a jacket. I wasn't wearing a jacket in the other segments. It got a little chilly tonight. It's kind of weird. and it's been so hot here in Southern California, so I'm enjoying it while I can because it's going to be hot this weekend. I'm not excited about that at all. Anyways, great cigar. If you guys haven't tried GTO, I recommend you go out and try them. I'll leave a link in the description below for you guys to check them out. But yeah, definitely a fantastic cigar, and I'm looking forward to the other ones. So thank you guys for joining me. I always love it when you guys check in, chime in, and watch the videos, comment, like, all of that stuff. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for all your support. I appreciate it. I appreciate it to no end. Thank you guys so much for your support. And yeah, again, chime in with your comments if there's any other boutique brands that you've been trying that you might want to recommend. If you've tried GTO cigars and you want to chime in your thoughts on them, please do in the comments below. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you again for joining me. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Hey guys, thanks again for tuning into this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and also follow Dad Smoking Cigars on dads_smoking_cigars on Instagram, and be sure to check us out on Facebook. Until then, guys, stay smoky, and I'll see you in the next one.